The libs are losing it on what? Maybe this is an oversimplification, but Ryan Gosling being nominated but not Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig perfectly explains to me why we aren't in the 8th year of the Hillary Clinton presidency. What the what? Hello, what is going on? Dude, the Barbie thing is worse than I thought. I was just gonna like briefly look into it and like make a couple jokes and move on. But I think we have to genuinely ask ourselves, are liberals okay? I was just joking yesterday about like how not serious the Oscars are. And I guess like I was entirely wrong. I guess I've not been more wrong in my life. Oh my God, I totally forgot how much liberals care about like dumb culture like this and how much they have invested into a advertisement for Mattel products. What the hell is going on? Joe Biden is going to secure the white woman voting bloc by one, going up on stage with Taylor Swift while simultaneously saying Greta Gerwig should have been nominated for Best Actress, even though she wasn't acting, alongside Margot Robbie. That's it. 100% of the white women votes secured on top of abortion, dude. Holy God, these are a sign of just the really terrible times. Really terrible times. Things are really, really bad, folks. These are not good times, okay? This shit was 9/11 for affluent liberal women whose main takeaway from the Barbie movie was women should win everything always. But also, we're talking about women winning over other women. Like, what do you mean? It's not like Margot Robbie was like out there losing to like men in that situation. All right, let's do it. Yeah, Stavi's take I saw. Desperately trying to get some of the worst head of all time voice. Holy shit, so fucked up. Barbie got snubbed like that. Great take. Interesting take on the Barbie situation.
Barbie movie was a test. We failed. Well, the highest grossing movie of the year did get a nomination for Best Picture. The woman who was responsible for pulling off that great feat didn't. The only explanation for Greta Gerwig being left out of a category in which she overperformed in is that the Academy Award voters believe that Barbie directed itself. Like, the dishwasher just unloaded itself, or the kids were raised by themselves. The entire way that we invisibilize female labor in our society and our economy. But Gerwig wasn't the only woman whose labor went unrecognized. Margot Robbie, who actually fought for the movie to exist, convincing executives that it would have mass appeal, also got shut out.
She did get a nomination. She got it not for directing, but she got it for adapted screenplay, which that was another can of worms because they also people were upset that it was like technically considered as a adapted screenplay rather than, people are saying adapted from what? I don't know why it was considered an adapted screenplay. I don't know what the distinction would be because it's not off of a book or anything like that. But I guess they were saying like it's the Mattel franchise, right? I genuinely want these women to explain who should have been left out of the Best Actress or Best Director categories for Margot and Greta to be nominated. Yeah, the crazy part about this Barbie, I guess like any existing Barbie IP, that's why they're saying it's adapted. But that's the reason why they're saying it. Anyway, the point is, it's weird because they're making it seem like for some reason like the Best Actress that would have gone to Margot Robbie, right? Or the Best Actress nomination that would have gone to Margot Robbie is given to men instead. Like, yeah, Ryan Gosling got one, sure. But also, like, the other women are still women. Like, the Best Actress category is all women. So if you're, like, riding or dying for women in this situation where you're like, this is about feminism. Well, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's about feminism if you're mad that, like, other women beat out Margot Robbie. It's not like I just don't get it. No. It's because out of the entire movie, the only one recognized is the man. But that's not even true. Barbie was up for other stuff too. The issue is like this was an insane column. Okay, Mary McNamara, the LA Times writer. If only Barbie had done a little time as a sex worker, or barely survived becoming the next victim in a mass murder plot, or stood accused of shoving Ken out of the dream house's top window. Certainly, millions of Barbie fans are currently wishing they could push someone, perhaps a member or two of the Film Academy, out of a very high window. This is literally just peak white feminism. Because, like, you're basically saying all the other women that got put, even though America Ferrera got nominated, and she is, a woman in Barbie that got nominated, but people are not even thinking about that. Maybe because she is brown. Let's be real. Literally. No, this is straight up. I mean, I looked at this morning and I tweeted. I mean, I'm a little scared about tweeting about feminist issues because there's a lot of rad femmes out there who just go nutty mode. But I think it's a perfect demonstration of white feminism. Like this take is a perfect demonstration of white feminism. Someone said, no, this is. Greta and Margot, while it can sting to win the box office but not take home the gold, your millions of fans love you. You're both so much more than enough. Hashtag Hillary Barbie. And it's like, I don't get it. America Ferrera was put up from Barbie, but that's not enough. And everybody is like going crazy over Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig not getting the recognition. And the fact that these women are ignoring that Lily Gladstone is the first Native American woman to ever be nominated for the Best Actress category. First American Native because the main character from Roma was a Mexican Native woman and one. Yeah, I know. I saw that. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. You have to be a leading lady, but you can't be nominated for Best Actress. You have to be a strong female director, but you can't be nominated for Best Director. You have to have a wildly popular dance song, but you can't be nominated for Best Original Song. For the record, like, I love Margot Robbie. I think she's awesome. She's pro-labor union. She's great. I've defended her when people were falsely smearing her and claiming that she was mid. Okay? All jokes aside, I'm being a self-referential, ironic misogynist in a situation where I'm not supposed to be because everyone is going to get very touchy-feely on it, especially white feminism. But the thing is, all jokes aside, like, she's great. And I think she was great in the movie as well. But we have to pull ourselves out of this situation for a brief moment and just have a little bit more of a macro approach to the subject matter. You're mad that the Oscars snubbed your actress in a Mattel advertisement. It was an enjoyable one, but it was a fucking ad for a toy. What are we doing? What is going on? You're also mad that Margot Robbie didn't get this slot over other women. Robbie, to be clear, is a true working producer. She's in those pre-production meetings. She's on set. She's putting out fires and getting yelled at by agents. When I point out that many actors who get producer credits don't actually do any producing, she says, yeah, that pissed me off. It's so annoying because I have to fight every time. By fight, she means fight to be taken seriously as a producer. Early in every project, she's kept off email chains and not invited to calls because some people assume it's just a vanity title for her. And everyone realized after a few months, oh, she actually is a producer. She says, but even still, people direct all the money questions at my producing partners, never at me. And so many times Tom and Josie have to say, she's the one to ask actually. I think that overall, it is crazy to me that people are placing this much value on the Oscars and people are like tying this to some kind of like real political momentum. And it is hilarious to think about because the real political momentum is actually also very stupid. Here's a Jack Easton tweet that I really liked. He said, Hillary posting this but not thinking to congratulate Lily Gladstone on her deserved nomination is a very good summation of the politician. Someone genuinely obsessed with optics and pandering, but also really bad at both things. This is the best take on the issue. Because if you care about like identity politics and the optics and you're saying like, well, feminism would have won today, when you're talking about like literally a nomination category that is made for women, and then you fail to like even do the optics thing, the appropriate optics thing, and like celebrate a Native American woman getting the nod there, it's so stupid. Barbie was meant to be a feminist film, so the female director not being recognized is seen as odd, not because a woman lost to a woman. Yeah, Barbie is also a advertisement for Mattel. The fact that it got as many nominations, including like adapted screenplay, says it all. It's getting decent promotion from the Oscars in spite of being a 3-hour ad for Mattel. Come on, dude. And that is a testament to Greta Gerwig in general. Like the fact that it's getting any nominations whatsoever is wild. It is literally made to hawk product. It's like MCU. It's Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff. This is white women Wakanda. It's the shill product. It's the shill Barbies. And it was fun. And I'm saying this as someone who enjoyed the movie. Why does it matter so much that it's an ad? It's culturally relevant to so many people. That's sad. Okay? That's sad. That's a sad state of affairs overall. Like, you're sad? I don't think I am. I think it's like kind of sad overall. Even when we talk about Wakanda or the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that there is like an underlying source material there that wasn't initially created for toys. Like, it's more expansive than that. But for Barbie, that's just what it is. It is directly a toy movie. It is like the G.I. Joe movie. You know what I mean? The G.I. Joe movie, but for Mattel, for Barbie. Does that make sense? I don't know. Wakanda is just the same thing though. No, because like even then there is like a separate story there. A better analog would be G.I. Joe is what I mean. I guess the energy behind it is still that like you place a lot of value and a lot of emphasis on a fucking action movie or just a movie in general. And that's what's kind of sad. Does that make sense? The movie is a good time with a decent soundtrack, but it's not as deep or meaningful in any way. One speech that resembles that of a college gender studies professor doesn't make it revolutionary. Yeah, and by the way, that person did get a nomination specifically for that speech, which I think is also whatever, you know what I mean? Just because you didn't connect to it doesn't mean it isn't socially important. Guys, its social importance also has absolutely nothing to do with Margot Robbie getting put up for Best Female Actress. What the fuck are we talking about? I don't personally think that it is like that socially important in general. It had its moment in culture, especially because it was like the first double blockbuster, double feature, like movies are back ass movie. But overall, I think that caring about award nominations is crazy. And it's also crazy to like associate serious politics with like the Barbie movie. It is making me feel really sad about American politics and our future. This is a dire prospect. I thought it was a joke when I was like, yeah, it's movies, lol, who cares? Turns out it's not a joke to a lot of people. Turns out a lot of people are super libbed up in the sense that they do care about what happens with the Barbie movie. Someone said it perfectly. Barbie is presented as a serious feminist literature and not just a fun MCU type film. But when it is critiqued, it's just a fun movie for the girls, not that deep. That's what I mean. I don't think Barbie is serious feminist criticism. I think it's like very elementary entry point into feminist theory type feminist criticism. And beyond that, I think it would have been fucking boring and sucked if it was actually way more than that. It's just a fun movie to watch, which it was. It was a fun ad for Mattel. Beyond that, though, I can't really speak too much on the other like director nods that like supposedly snubbed Greta Gerwig, because I don't know, I haven't watched all of them. People are simultaneously getting mad at you for calling it an ad while saying they find deep cultural significance in a literal toy which they only ever wanted as a kid because they saw ads for it on TV. Yeah, I mean, it is. It is late stage capitalism in display. It is a lack of intersectionality in your understanding of feminism in display. It is also an association with like a cultural institution like the Oscars being like somehow important. And everyone is just doing patchwork post hoc rationalizations for why actually their perspective on this matters, because they found this movie to be touching. This shows how capitalism is our religion, like you always say. Yeah, I mean, it's cultural signifiers being like our primary association with, our commodity consumption is like the primary association with a sense of community, and is the most significant cultural signifier. It's just, you know, I just don't get it. This reminds me so much of the Oscars so white discourse, an approximation of legitimate diagnosing of structural issues without the substance behind it, the correctly prescribed solutions or anything material. Yeah, that's why we do it. This is a fundamental plank at the HasanAbi broadcast. Welcome. Anytime you're chirping about culture, you're doing it because you are powerless and you recognize it. And the only areas of change that you think you have just a crumb of power is these like institutions that listen to what you have to say because they want to serve you something, because they want to sell you shit. Marketing. Did I see a transgender black woman in a wheelchair in an ad? Oh my God, I'm losing my mind in either direction. Ultimately, it's there to sell product. That's it. That's it. And people, and Americans are just constantly stuck in this weird back and forth pulley mechanism. Right-wingers see that and go, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. Look at when the ads used to be good in the 1950s when women stayed in the kitchen. And then liberals look at that and go, well, there's a little bit of progress here, but more progress needs to be made. We need to put more diverse representation in the ads. And it's like, none of that does, especially at a time when women's bodily autonomy has been robbed from them. The fact that we're spending any moment on a Mattel product ad that was enjoyable and had great, entry-level feminist politics baked into it. But like the fact that we're making a mountain out of a molehill here is crazy to me, and it is perfectly illustrative of how feckless and neutered we are as a country to make any material change whatsoever. Whew, that's it.